This is Root Literacy Design, where we share stories, tips, and tools for educators implementing evidence-based literacy. Please take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel so we can keep helping educators like you.
If you scroll down once you arrive to the downloadable template section, we're going to take a look at the literacy in the content area feedback tool that administrators or coaches could utilize in collaboration with their educators as they're taking a deep dive into the ways that literacy instruction is happening in classes like science, math, social studies. So once we're here, we'll click on the tool. It will invite us to make a copy. We'll go ahead and do so. And then here we are. We'll go ahead and make it so that it's a little bit larger for all of us. So this first section just introduces the key principles to a structured literacy lesson. Regardless of what subject area it's focusing on, we want it to be explicit, multimodal, systematic, cumulative, and diagnostic prescriptive. So that information is some of the key things as part of the lesson design. At the end of the observation, the person who's doing the evaluation will be able to identify if the educator is demonstrating beginning, developing, proficient, or high performer status. And these are the key areas that we're looking at: the science of reading, research and methods, word recognition, fluency, vocabulary and morphology, and comprehension of writing. So you'll notice that each section has a number of sub-bullets that goes along with it. One of the things that my teachers and I have found is that we're often not able to capture all of this information in a single lesson, but the teacher will identify in advance, Brandy, I'd like you to come in and observe. I'd like to do a particular focus today on vocabulary, if you could hone in on that section. And then I'll go through and identify each of these areas, making notes over to the side. SG, again, refers to those stages of growth that we discussed at the top. And so a teacher may have a different proficiency level in vocabulary and morphology compared to comprehension and writing, for example. And as they're working to continue to move along that continuum, they may invite me back a multitude of times to continue to observe their progression in that area. For me, when I'm filling this form out for my teachers, anything that I observe is that I will go ahead and mark it. There we go. And highlight it green for the things that I'm observing being used at a proficiency level. For example, if the teacher utilized student-friendly definitions, I'd highlight that, and then I'd likely make a note over here in the notes section with some evidence. It could be a quote related to what I heard the teacher say. It could be a reference to posters or visuals that I see apparent in the classroom. So this, again, is an example of how an administrator might continue to communicate that teaching reading and writing across the content areas is a value. And one of the ways that we demonstrate that value is by holding ourselves and our educators accountable for that work. An observation tool is one of the key ways that we can do that because it allows us to offer concrete feedback in each of those areas. One of the other elements that we note here, in order to earn high performer status on this particular document, is not necessarily just the only teacher's proficiency, but instead how that teacher is using their identified and developed proficiency to support others. So on this particular form, a teacher is only able to earn that highest level in terms of the stages of growth if they are both proficient and they are mentoring or coaching others. And there are a number of different forms that could take place in. So we invite you to use this tool. Again, you can find it on the free resources page available on the Root Literacy Design website. There are a number of tools available here, and so we encourage you to go ahead and access those today. Thank you.